Hey guys, Adam here from DirectionTrader.com. Let's do today's market recap and talk about what we're looking at moving forward. It's about 10 to 3, so we got about 10 minutes left in the markets today. Let's talk about what happened today and what we did in the live trading room, and we will talk about what we see moving forward. Let's talk about the S&P first. Get rid of this, which I had drawn, and just start talking about some of this S&P. What have we been looking for? Well, ever since about here last week, we were talking about, well, this thing could possibly start to drop if we break below some lows. If we break above the highs, we're going to start looking to the long side. Sure enough, we did get some nice pops into the close. What have we been looking at all later last week going into this week? Well, we've been paying a lot of attention how the market closes. Whether we get rallies into the close, we get sell-offs into the close. What do we get into the close here on these days this week to help us determine what could happen the following day? So, same thing applies. We're definitely, without a doubt, in an uptrend here. Only thing is, we are getting ready to bump our head on some resistance here. This here's the S&P. The Nasdaq's pushed a little bit higher. We'll show you that. But here with the S&P, we have bumped our head onto resistance now. We're actually pushing stronger into the close. So it's going to be a very interesting close here and interesting day tomorrow. Are we going to get to bump our head up here and see a little bit of a pullback, maybe test some of these rising moving averages? I see that being very possible. If that's the case, I'll kind of be a little bit cautious here. Maybe look for an opportunity to go, to short something here from an intraday standpoint as long as we get down below today's high. So get below previous day's high. In order for me to short, that's the only opportunity for me to short in this situation is if we get down below today's high. I'll look for a short just to retest some of these rising moving average. If it continues to push higher, it's a no-brainer, guys. I'm going to continue to go long here, continue to buy this thing up. I will show you the position we took today. We took one S&P, one Russell, and one crude in the live trading room. We had one really small stop here in the S&P. It was actually a gap play early on, right when the market opened. It was only a 4-tick play, so I lost 4 ticks on it, one contract. Wasn't much, but what we were trying to do is we were trying to close this gap. The market had closed way down here, opened up here. We were trying to close this gap, and it just didn't want to do it. And sure enough, we went up, up, and away, and there we went the remainder of the day. So guess what? We started looking for longer opportunities on the stock index futures. Took a really nice profit on the Russell. I'll show you that position here in just a little bit. But we did try to fade the gap this morning. Didn't quite play out, but luckily for us, we don't really risk much in them gap plays. So it was a 4-tick loser there on the S&P, but we made that back really fast. If we peek over here at the Russell, let's peek over here first. We were worried about the Russell getting through the highs from Friday. As I was talking to you on the video yesterday, it was trading like right here. I said I'm looking for a little bit of a pop into the close. If we can get a pop into the close here on the Russell, I could see further following through going into today. Same rules apply, and that's what happened. We had further follow through today. We got a nice Russell long position, which I'm going to show you in just a second. And the same thing goes into tomorrow. We are hitting into a little bit of a resistance here. We had these previous lows become new highs, retested as highs. We're kind of hitting there right now. Coming into tomorrow, the only way I will short, just like the S&P, the only shorting opportunity I'm going to look for is below previous day's highs. Sorry, that's kind of funky writing, but I'm only shorting tomorrow if we get down below today's high, previous day's high. If we stay below previous day's high, I'm willing to short down to some of this rise in support. If we get up above today's high, I will continue to look for that bullish behavior, continue to look for further upsides here in the market. The one trade we took today in the Russell, we had to wait patiently. We had to wait for some of this price structure. If I pull up a 5-minute chart, we had to wait for some of this price structure to start to work its way to the upside. Here on a 5-minute chart, you can see we came in. We were actually retesting some resistance here on this. We waited for it to break above. When it did, we took a nice pullback here. That's where this comes into place. As that, we had everything in alignment. We had moving averages all pointing up. We had everything pushing to the upside. We had a bullish pullback. Really good price level. We put in an order here. Got a really nice runner here. As it retests the highs, I started to lock in profits, and I had a trail stop up here. So, nonetheless, still was able to lock in a really nice profit and on this Russell trade. For a nice profit. And then you see we just went into chop mode, so that's the only position we got there on the Russell. But I am looking for further upside opportunity moving into tomorrow. Here on crude, we took one position. I will show you that as well, kind of like I've been showing you with the other ones. But let's look at this daily, and let's look at what we're really working with here, guys. Now, the crude is notorious for run, chop, 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 run, chop, 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 run, chop, 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 run. That's just what it does. As you can see, we had run, chop, 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 run, chop, 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 run, chop, 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 and so on and so forth. You can kind of see that's the way that this crude likes to trade. We're in a run right now. We have previous lows where the market originally took a break at. You can see where the market originally took a break as it retested some support. Now we've broken down. Granted, there's a gap. We can give it time, though. If we open up tomorrow and we continue to trade down below the previous day's low, meaning right here, I have one direction I'll be looking for. Looking short all the way down until we can retest some of this support that has, it's pretty pronounced over here. So, looking for further downside opportunity. If we're looking to get a little bit of a bounce here, after we've chopped on down, people are saying, man, there's a gap up here. The only opportunity I will look for alongside is above them previous day's lows. If we open up and start to get some intraday momentum to the upside, that's fine. I'll go with it. But if we open up and we sell off below previous day's lows, I will not be looking for upside opportunity. I will wait for it to roll over and get my opportunity to the short side. So that's it on today. The trade we took today in the crude. Basically, what that was a breakdown here. If I show you right here, that was going to be a break to the downside. After we broke that support, we looked to jump right back in it. So we got a break to the downside, pull back, nice opportunity to the short side here. Didn't get a huge runner out of it, but just like the Russell, as the Russell was pulling back, you remember I said as we reapproached the highs, we started to lock in profits with a trail. Same thing applied here too, guys. We had a nice pullback as it approached the previous lows. We were locking in profits. Ended up getting trailed stop out for a really nice profit, and then the market decided to chop sideways and then ultimately rolling right back over, as you can see here. So nonetheless, still another really good trade. And with the only 3 trades today, the markets are very slow right now, guys. The last week of vacation before the markets pick back up, all the kids going back to school. So stay patient. We had